What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Waj. Hope you guys are all doing well. And today we're going to be talking about 1080p mini projectors. Now, back over 10 years ago, I got my first 1080p native resolution projector. It was the Epson 8350. It retailed for over $1,500 at the time, and I thought nothing could be better in terms of picture quality with that full HD resolution. Had a 50,000 to 1 contrast ratio, and even the lamp was rated up to 4,000 hours in terms of its lamp life, which was definitely not too bad for the time. Fast forward to now, and you can get stuff like this, the Meauro Smart Mini 1080p Projector, which has a lumen rating of over 6,000. It can also last up to 80,000 hours in terms of its lamp life, and on top of that, it is a native 1080p projector, just like my older Epson, except it only cost under $200 USD. So the technology and price point has really progressed throughout a relatively short time period. Now, it's important to note that when you are shopping around for a mini projector like this, that there's a lot of projectors claiming 1080p resolution, but in actual fact, there's 720p or lower that can only support 1080p resolutions. Versus the Meauro projector that we have over here actually has a native 1080p imaging sensor, so it can fully utilize the full HD resolution. So again, it's important to note that when you are shopping for a new smart mini projector, that you read the fine print. Now, like many of the smart projectors these days, you have a built-in Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It runs off an Android TV platform, so you can easily stream and download all your favorite Android-based streaming applications, including Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Hulu, etc. You also have a dedicated YouTube app in addition to the web browser, and since we have a USB 3.0 connection at the back of the projector, you can easily hook up a thumbstick or hard drive and play any local video files within the projector itself. Furthermore, you also have mirroring capabilities for your iOS and Android device, so if you want to display something on your smartphone onto the bigger display, you can easily mirror it for whatever reason, whether that be presentations or sharing a video or whatever you have on your smartphone with a larger display. Now, the overall design of this projector is relatively cylindrical. It's a square shape with rounded off corners. It measures around 12.1 centimeters in terms of height, but it has a relatively small footprint of 10.7 by 6.8 centimeters. The weight is less than 1.5 kilos. Unfortunately, there's no built-in battery over here, so you do have to always be tied to a dedicated power supply, but you do have a silicone handle that makes traveling with this projector relatively easy. Additionally, at the back of the projector, you'll find the physical ports and connectivity options, including a full-size HDMI connection, an analog input connection if you want to hook up RCA via an adapter, which is not included in the box. You also have a USB Type-A connection that we talked about earlier, and at the top, you'll find a power standby switch and a focus ring to bring your lens into focus. Now, the minimum focus distance is around 1.2 meters. That'll get you a rough diagonal screen size of about 40 inches, and the maximum overall screen that's recommended is around 200 inches, and you have to be about 7 meters back to get that kind of size. Obviously, the further you are, the worse the picture quality will be in terms of brightness, sharpness, and overall color rendition. Ideally, for this projector, you want to be around 2 to 3 meters back. That'll get you around 100 to 120 inches diagonal screen size. Furthermore, for the best results, you also want to be using a dedicated projector screen or a flat white wall that is relatively level, even, and has no surface marks or scratches. Now, at the bottom side of the projector, you'll find a 1/4-inch thread that you can easily screw onto any kind of tripod or any kind of mount that you configured yourself. You have automatic Keystone Correction. That's basically adjusting the vertical perspective of the projector to be as square as possible to your screen, which can work autonomously or manually plus or minus 45 degrees. Now, in terms of audio, for utilitarian purposes, you do have left and right stereo speakers built into the projector, but if you want a more immersive experience, you can easily hook up a Bluetooth pair of headphones or external speakers via the Bluetooth connection. Now, in terms of the control interface, you do have a dedicated remote control that's supplied with the projector, and it's pretty simple and straightforward to use as a traditional remote control as well. Furthermore, we're not exactly sure of what's powering this projector. It's probably some MediaTek SoC. We do know that it has 1 gigabyte of RAM and 16 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, with this Canadian version of the Meauro projector that we have over here, we actually don't have access to the Google Play Store. So downloading applications is a little bit tricky since you have to do it manually via a USB connection and actually find the APK file that you want to install onto the Android. Unfortunately, we don't have access to an update at this point, but hopefully one will be coming for this unit hopefully soon. For me personally, I'm primarily using the mirroring feature of the projector, which allows me to share things that are on my smartphone on a larger display with people, and I'm perfectly fine with the capabilities that it has right now, but I'm sure others want to be able to download more applications since this is running on the open Android system and should have access to the Play Store nonetheless. Another issue that I had was with the overall streaming quality of YouTube videos, which were a little bit jittery at times, especially playing at higher resolution, 1080p and beyond. I'm not too sure if that was my internet connection or whether the application or the hardware struggles to play those higher quality files on the YouTube platform. I didn't experience any of those jittery or laggy videos when I'm using Netflix or using a Chromecast or other third-party device connected to the HDMI connection. Additionally, in terms of the overall image quality, if you're projecting an image size of around 80 inches to 100, it's definitely passable, very sharp, and especially if you have good quality source, you're going to have a decent time. Now, in terms of the accuracy of the colors, overall black levels, they're definitely not going to be as good as a dedicated TV or a higher-end cinema-grade projector. But from a utilitarian standpoint, it definitely does a decent job, especially for the price point of under $200 and for the portability and compact factor that this projector has to offer. Now, in conclusion, if you're looking for a budget-based 1080p native resolution mini projector that has smart capabilities, the Meauro is definitely something to look at. It has a great overall design, a very unique form factor. It's easy to use and set up. There are some issues with this version that we have over here in terms of not having the full application library available and not having the Play Store available. Hopefully that will be addressed with, again, a firmware upgrade. But as it stands for the quality and level of performance at the price point, I think it's pretty much justified and definitely worth looking at if you're in the market for a projector under the $200 mark. But besides that, guys, that's really it. Definitely let us know what you guys think is the best mini smart 1080p projector that's out there right now. And if you have any one specifically that you want us to test out and try out, we definitely love to do that. We'll see you real soon in the next one. Check out the description down below for more details about everything we talked about. And a big thanks to Meauro for supplying this review unit. We'll see you real soon in the next one. Take care.